Masechta Bava Basra, Daf Kuf Mem Aleph, Amud Aleph. We're starting from the third line on Kuf Mem Aleph, Amud Aleph. Yesterday we were learning how special girls are. We see that the father is ready to pay more for a girl than a boy, right here.
Wow.
Here we go.
You may not know some of that.
You
Too.
also
Yeah.
bring out the story that Eved Knani can become Bar Mitzvah when he's 12 years old.
I hear
You
you.
ever hear such a thing?
No. Okay. Sagt die Gemara, Haim im Yolda Ishti Zacha, Yital Mana, Nekeva Masayim. One who says that if my wife gives birth to a boy,
Give 100.
I'll give 100 to the boy.
girl,
If it's a girl, it's a 200. In fact, the Gemara, is the Kavanah of the Mishnah to say that the father gives to a bas more than a ben. The bas a different ben. That a bas is going to be more cheshuv than a ben. Minastam, we know a bas is not is less worthy than a ben. V'hamar Rabbi Yechon Mishum Rabbi Shimon ben Yochai kol she'enim anich ben leYoshei HaKadosh Baruch Hu malei olav evra. Rabbi Yechon said the name of Rabbi Shimon ben Yochai. Whoever doesn't have a son to inherit him, the Eibush does mully anger, mully kasef him. Yeah.
It's like by this father.
So here, by the father, yeah.
You have a son, he's going to kill the wife.
So here he gives two
It's
reasons.
her fault, that's it.
It's her fault. That's it. Raise the mice with that shit. The father came to the shop and he says, "I don't understand. You can't find the shidduch for my girl. What's the problem?" He says, "Well, sie sagen, du bist nicht kein Bas Talmud Chacham." Well, du bist nicht kein. He comes home and he starts. Hebt anbrechen the bene von der Tochter. Was bist du nicht kein Bas Talmud Chacham? Was do? He's screaming on his daughter why she's not a Bas Talmud Chacham. Anyway, the kids over here, we have what's the problem? Somebody who doesn't leave a son. What kind of aveda is there? He didn't fulfill the mitzvah pri Revi'ah. Pri Revi'ah is till he has a son.
Has a boy
And
and a girl.
the boy and a girl. So that's why Kadosh Baruch Hu is angry. Others say,
Why is he angry? His wife could do it. Was it,
oh, because he should try harder. Others say it's not mitzvah trying. He says if a person did try and he ended up with a whole bunch of girls, is a siman that the Kadosh Baruch Hu is malakasef.
It's too much.
Yeah, even if the person was mishtadel, because this is a einish that the Eibush is giving him
You know
from
anybody
free.
that has only daughters?
Yeah, I'm not going to say his name, but there's 13 daughters. Anyway, so he says.
By the end, he got the boys. He got the,
No, he didn't. He had
got
13 girls.
son-in-laws, like
Son,
And
oh,
he
we'll
married
talk
them
about
all
that
off?
soon.
And he married them all off?
A lot of them. I don't know. Okay. So he says Hashem wasn't Mizaki him. Why wasn't the Eibush Mizaki him? So he says that's it's a simon that the Eibush was angry on him from before, and that's why
Before he got married.
before he got married, or something happened right at the beginning, whatever.
So he's paying him off.
So the Eibush didn't give him a boy. So it's obvious that the Eibush had some anger on him, and that's why he didn't have
But
him.
if you have boys and only boys, then it's okay.
Yeah, that's yeah.
If you
No,
have-
it's but it says you need both. Okay.
You don't have any girls?
I have one. My baby's a girl.
Oh, okay, good. Sagt die Gemara, we're going to get to it soon. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is malei olav evra, he's full of anger. Shenever, like it says in the pasuk, va'avartem es nachalosei levitei. It says that you should, if there's no ben, im lein ben, you should transfer the Yerusha to the daughter. But the lashon havartem losh is havara. Vein havara elo lashon evra. Evra. The lashon havara is a lashon from evra, anger, molikas. Shenever, like it says, yoim evra yoimahu. That day was a day full of anger. Okay, sagt die Gemara, lein Yerusha, for the Gemara. First, let's say, for the Gemara, lein Yerusha, bein adaflei. You're right. When it comes to Yerusha, a son is more cheshev, because he keeps the name of the mace weiter, and the karka goes with the son. If it goes with the daughter gets married, it's out of the father's issues. But when it comes to making a panasa, the father would rather give the daughter, because the daughter doesn't know how to collect money. So therefore,
Before we said the daughters should go collect money.
but he says, but versus a bet. Oh, you mean admai? Yeah. But no, he's saying that's not the halacha. That the son has to give, and the son goes collecting. Ushmul Amar, Ushmul Zakt, Hacha, a different teretz. Over here, it's talking about bim vakeres askinan. And we're talking about a woman who's giving birth for the first time. Somebody who has a bas first is tchila somebody yafal upon him. you know, with Shombesh Shapiro, the story that I don't know if it's his family or not, that he didn't have a son, he had 4 girls. So the Rebbe told him, Bas, Chila, Simen, Yafa, that means the 5th one, Labanim, would be it. So the 5th one, he had a boy. So anyway, so it says, Bas, Chila, Simen, Yafa, Labanim, that Bas, and why is it Simen, Yafa, Labanim? Ikad Amriel say, the Mirab Yolacha. Because now, the child has like 2 mothers. Has the mother and plus the daughter that's raising the child, which is they're helping out for sure. The boy that comes after the girl. I saw that in my own house. I had girls first. They were the whole.
So they were like.
It was much easier for me. I can't imagine I had boys first. Forget it. It's much easier with girls first. You can have others say,
You don't have momish first, I
No.
had 2 boys first and then a girl. So.
okay, by us, the girls took care of the boys. At birth,
The girls like mamas.
like mommies, yeah, that's what he's saying. That it's now she got jealous. She's gonna raise.
You see,
The girls are pushing the carriage. Perfect. That's an excellent example. Yeah,
Yeah, you can see that.
yeah. Girls help.
Here also, girls.
Yeah. Vikadamri. Others say Lei Sholta Bei Eina Bisha. Others say like this: people see boys first. People are jealous. That's one shot. So therefore, if there's a boss first, they don't start saying, "Oh, how many sons does he have?" They see a boss. They don't know about the boys. I know. Another pshat is the Mashah says the Ein Hod is within. That if when there's a bechir and he's getting double, the other brothers are jealous. So it's better to take away that jealousy.
So if you marry as a bas Kain or a bas
The girls
Levi,
first is no bother.
so
There's
there's
no
no problem. If you marry,
No, but I'm saying the boy-
But I'm saying if somebody gets married, a bas Levi or a bas Kain, there's no problem who is the first one if it's a boy because it's not up. Also, to get Pishnayim.
He gets Bishtaim.
Even though he gets even though it's
A Kayan, even though he's a Kayan, Ben Kayan, yeah, he gets Bishtaim. Yeah, sure. Oh, but even no. Oh, but Rav Chizda said, "Well, the Benasan are differently Mibnei." He says, "Me in my family, I like having daughters better than sons." We by saying others, so others say he didn't have any sons, and the Mashah it tastes right. Oh, Taisa says, "How could it be he didn't have sons?" His daughters got married to Rabba Bachama. So the Gemara says, "No, what it means." That the son-in-laws were more cheshiva than his sons. That's why he liked the daughters better. Yeah, that's what he says. There was son-in-laws of Chizda. There's mafasher of Chizda. Hediv as benois albanov keinisu lachachomim shoyigdei le'adayir. Rabba Yechama was they saying even more cheshiva than the zin, or more cheshiva than the sons. Yeah, that's why he was happy with the daughters than the sons. By saying, if you want, I'll tell you how many Rabbi Yehudi. I'll tell you a different teretz. Why is daughters more cheshev? We will follow the sheet of yeah, it's true. So the Gemara says, which Rabbi Yehuda, which Maimah of Rabbi Yehuda do you see it from? So he says, Ilema Rabbi Yehuda the Bakel, Rabbi Yehuda that dash in the word Bakel. Where the Tanya we learned in the Braisa, we see Bahashem Berech Savram Bakel.
Because the daughter.
In Pashas Lech Lechot Bakel. Oh, so Rav Meir Shaloi Hoyoloi Bas. The Bakel. What does it mean Bakel? That the Eibishter didn't give him a daughter. So it seems like according to Rav Meir, it wasn't such a great thing to have a daughter. Rabbi Yehuda, but this is the emphasis. Rabbi Yehuda says, what was Bakel? Shaloi Seloi Bas Bakel Shmo. He did have a daughter, and the name was Bakel. So you see, Bakel Shma, you see that the Bas is more chesed than a Ben. Says he wonder why? Even the Shemata Leila Rabbi Yehuda the Brat and Namin Loichas Achman Labro. Say, listen, Rabbi Yehuda is just telling you that the bracha of Hashem Berech Savram Bakel is given with all pitchevkes. There was nothing missing. He didn't only have sons; he had daughters too. Nicht what that the daughter is better. That's what he means. The Brat Namin Loichas Achman Labro to tell you. That Abraham wasn't missing a gunch gefelt. He even had a daughter. The Hatif Nish. Bakel.
Oh, Bakel was in there.
That's what he said. Bakel Shma.
Only one daughter he had? Only one daughter?
With Haggai, had no children.
With Haggai he had. I'm talking about with Sarah. He had this son and daughter. So the Hatif from the Bein Nish Amatlei.
Who was she married to?
Huh?
Who was she married to Bakel?
Ich weiß nicht. That's a good one. We make always the joke. Our family's Lakshan. And you have Kugel. Who did Lakshan marry? Kugel. Better not Lakshan Kugel. Yeah.
The guy was sweet, not sweet.
Yeah. Anyway, so he says that who says that a daughter is better than a bain? It means sitem nicht gefällt. That you come in the brach mit alle pitcher metals. So you have no raya. Says you know what the raya will be that a daughter is better from this mind of Rabbi Yehuda. Rabbi Yehuda. Only from this. The time was milat nabraisa mitzvah lazun esabonis. It's a mitzvah to give a panasa to girls. But how much more so to banim?
So your bonus are more important.
The what? Wait, that's Rabbi Meir. The asking about Torah because the sons are least about Torah. Rabbi Meir. Those are the words of Rabbi Meir. Rabbi Yehuda says paket mitzvah laznos abanim. It's a mitzvah to support the boys.
Because you coil.
No, because they could. But even though they can go and collect money, they're able people. But still, we have to give them. Support them. The lit not to embarrass them that they go from door to door and they don't know how to really collect like men. So you see, according to Rabbi Yehuda, women were deserving more than the banim. In fact, so the Gemara wants to explain this Braisa, or wants to clarify the piddush of this Braisa that's connected with our Mishnah. Alahad Tanya, this Braisa that we learned, somebody his wife was Muberes, and he said that if she will im Yolda Zachun Nekeva, meaning twins, Azacha Netel she should not in. For the Zacha, if it's going to be a Zacha, he'll get 6 dinarim, and Nekeva will tell us Shnei dinarim. It's a third. Shnei dinarim is a third of 6.
Yes,
Mamash a third. What is this talking about? This Braisa? How do you come to such a husband that the son gets triple the amount of the daughter? Who comes to this? So says, and we said the daughter gets more, and it's coming the reverse. She gets a third less. She gets so far less that she gets a third of what the boys get. Ravashi says, listen, I said this sugi in front of Kahana, and he said, listen, you got it all wrong. It's talking about that the father reversed the words. Let's understand what he did. First he said, if the wife will give birth to a son and then a daughter, the son will get $100, and the daughter will get no. But if he has a nekeva and then a ben, so then the nekeva will get 100 and the son will get 100. He's going to say, he says, if he had a boy first, Masai. If he had the boy before the girl, then the Zachar gets 200. Nekeva, meaning nekeva acharav, and if the nekeva that came after the boy, v'lei klum, is 0. How about if the birth was the reverse? Nekeva tchila. She first gave birth to nekeva, then titel mana. She takes we give it for the child 100. Zacha achareha. If there was a zacha that came after the nekeva, mana. He gets a mana. So when it gets to the zacha could either get 200 if he's first, if he's born first. If he's born second, he gets 100. The girl gets either 100 if she's first, but if she lasts, she gets 0. Okay, that's the deal. So let's go. Now, Yolda Zachon Nekeva, this is our case. He gave birth to Zachon Nekeva, we don't know which came first. If the Zachar came first, then the Zachar gets 200 and the Nekeva gets 0. If the Nekeva came first, then the Nekeva gets 100, and then the Zachar after gets 100. So Zachar Shakil Mana Mimanavshach. The Zachar has to get 100 regardless. He's always getting either 100. The minimum is 100, but he can get 200. But the minimum is 100. But either, but the girl, the sister, could either be getting a mana or 0. So that money is misupik. We don't know if she was born first or not. So have a mama and hamut b'safik. So that second 100 is a suffix. So 50 you give the girl. So therefore he gets 150, 3 times as much as the girl, and she gets 50. That's how it was.
Better than nothing.
Yeah, but right. But that now we understand why the boy got 3 times as much. Because what was the case that she gave birth to 2, and we don't know which one came first.
It was a suffix.
The twins, it was a suffix.
1.5 to 50.
Right. Okay, fragt die Gemara, well, the Tanya, here, this is a funny B'raisa, he says, this B'raisa, it says, Yolda Zachon Nekeva, Ein Lo Ela Mana. That if the woman gave birth to Zachon Nekeva, the only amount is given is 100. Fragt die Gemara, Heichim Hashkachas La. What are we talking about? What is this din? Ein Lo Ela Mana. It's mashma l'cheira that the father mentioned it tonight that he's going to give a matana, and all these cases. What is the case that he only gets a mana? What? Huh? Oh, so we have to understand what's going on. What is the case here talking about? Yeah. Ravina said, here we're talking about a whole totally different case. The father says, I'm far away. Whoever's going to come and tell me the psuda about my wife who's in Timbuktu, had a baby, for that psuda, he's going to give money. He's going to give $100. He said whoever. Oh, so here we're going to learn what? The Tanya that we learned in Abraisa. One who is going to tell me the psura about my wife's first open womb, yeah. Im zacha yital mana, yolda zacha neital mana. If the psura is going to be about a zacha, and Shitaka gave birth to a zacha, then the one that said the psura, this psura teva, will get 100. Im nekeva, if he's going to tell me the psura that it was a girl, yital mana, again, he said he'll give a mana.
He'll give him a present.
Yeah, for telling me this beautiful psura. Yolda nekeva, neital mana. If she gave birth to a nekeva, then the one who gave the psura will get a mana.
And what does she get?
Nothing. Here we're talking about just the one that's going to be the one that's telling the psura. That's what the father said. Ve'im zacha mana. If the father says, huh? Yolda nekeva neital mana. Im zacha mana ve'im nekeva mana. If it's a zacha, the Gemara says, if the father said, if he'll be mevasa, that my wife gave birth to a zacha, it's a mana. And if he says, nekeva will take a mana. So what's if yolda zacha, neital mana, yolda nekeva neital mana? That's what we ended off. It's in brackets. It's just like a chazara. So now he says, yolda zacha nekeva. What's if he had twins? Ein la yala mana. Then he only gets a mana.
What did he say?
He says that your wife had twins. He was mavasa twins.
Twins.
That's what he was mavasa to. She was this shliach was mavasa. Only one mana. Because that's all he said he's giving. Even though it's 2 children, but that's all he said he's giving.
You give it to whatever you told me.
Right. What did he say?
He said she had a baby.
Even if we're not sure, because that's what the Gemara is going. What did he say? So the Gemara is asking. He didn't say anything about a zachon nekeva.
He just said, what he said.
That's the Gemara's kasha. Only if it's a zacha, I'll give you 100. If it's going to be the pseudo will be a nekeva, I'll give you 100. And now she had a twin. So the Gemara said we give 100.
And what did he say?
What did he say? So the Gemara zachon nekeva yama. He didn't say if she's going to have twins. He never mentioned.
Well, she said he had a baby.
He had twins. So, but he never.
He didn't say what she had.
So that never entered his mind. Why should he have to give anything? He shouldn't have to give anything. That wasn't part of the tonight that he said he's going to give to somebody who tells him Suda. He told him specific. If it's going to be a boy, you're going to give me 100. If it's going to be a girl, it's going to be 100. It never entered his mind. That's feeling. I never even thought about it. So why should I have to give anything? That wasn't part of the conditions.
He really wanted to give. It didn't matter what it would be. He was going to ready to depart.
No, that's what you're implying. We're saying he didn't say it. It never even entered his mind. He should not pay for something that never even entered his mind. And
the Psuga Teva alone that he told me he had a baby, he doesn't get paid for that?
No, why should he have to give him? He has to, only if he tells her that there was a, he says, if you tell me, right. And he never thought it's going to be a tefillin. And the Gemara says talking about the Amar Nami Im Zachon Nekeva Nami Yitul Mana. Ibn Feder said that if it's a twin, I'm going to give you for that psuda $100. So for the Gemara, if everything was spelled out, what are you coming to say? Ein loy ela mana. And the boss, I mean, there's the gesagt allein. Yeah, the zach zamana. Ein loy ela, and not what? And not what? I mean, of course, everyone is getting a mana. I mean, you want to limit nafel to exclude a nafel. If she gave birth to a nafel, then he doesn't have to give. The Ritva says even a gasach, even if the child was born healthy and died within the 30 days, it's called a nafel. He doesn't have to give anything. Okay, Zak the Gemara. There was this person that said to his wife, "Nechasai lahai d'ma'abat abrat." He says, "My nechasim should go to that baby that's in your stomach, to the Uber." Yeah. So he said he's giving to the Uber for the ride. No, I'm joking. He's giving to the Uber the money.
He doesn't know if it's a boy or a girl.
No, he says to the Uber.
Not to her. It means not to her. That's what he means.
Right. Amar Avuna said, no, not yet. We have to wait if it's a girl or boy. Amar Avuna.
It's not a boy, he'll kill him.
Right. Amar Avuna said, Havi mizake Uber. He says this is a case where the father was mizake through the Isha that it should go to the Uber, the money. Mizake, or through another person. Mizake Uber, like Kana, but somebody who's mizake to Uber money, it's not a kinyan. So the Gemara Taki is Eisvei Av Nachman Avuna from unser Mishnah. It says in our Mishnah Fedish, Im Yolda Ishti Zacha Yitel Mana, Yolda Zacha Nitel Mana. It says in our Mishnah that it is a kinyan. That what did he say? Whoever he says from now he's being mizakeh to his wife that if the birth will be a zacha from now I'm giving $100 before it's born. And there's some, so it is. So you see, it is a you could be mizakeh uba. Yeah, Amalei Mishnah Seinu any of the Mishnah. So Rav Huna said, "Listen, you're right. You brought me a raya from a Mishnah. I don't even know who learned this Mishnah. I don't know who is this attached to, which Tana. In fact, you might have later Abmeir. Let us say this Mishnah was Abmeir, the Amma or the Makna, Dov Shalei Balaylam. Abmeir says a person can be Makna, even something that's not in this world. So the Gemara, Shamet Leile Abmeir. When did Abmeir say that you can be Makna, Dov Shalei Balaylam? Dov Sheish Balaylam to a person who's in this world. But you see, Adav Shleibadon means that the Chefzer is nicht da, aber wenn man zu Makna sein, to be Makna, that person is here. So then he says you can be Makna something that's not in the world. If the Chefzer is not here yet, I can be Makna to that person. But here, the person, there's no person here to be Makna. It's a Uber. So he says even Rab Meir will be Maida, L'dav Sheina Ba'elam, if the person...
But he's being Makna to the messenger, no?
But the mizaka, he has to be mizaka for the Uber, but the Uber has to be able to be koined. It's at a time that he's not in this world.
What does he say?
The mother can have koined for him?
Huh?
The mother can have koined for
No. No, he says he has to be
Who's
able
he
to
the money
to the Uber.
Oh, to the Uber.
Right.
Not to the messenger.
No.
Finish with that.
L'dav Shein, we finished with that Gemara. Yeah. L'dav Shein b'Eilam d'Hainu k'sha'koina adayin lo yibala Eilam. This says Rashbam. When the koina is the one that has to make the kinyan, still not in this world. Nish amatlei. Did Abmeir say in such a case? Other makna dav shalei b'Eilam. There's nobody to be koina to do the acquisition. In fact, Gemara b'Leiben lei Rabbi Yosi. Let us say it's Rabbi Yosi. The Alma Uber koina. Rabbi Yosi says that Uber is koina. Where? It's not that we learned in the Mishnah. It says when a gay Abbas Yisrael that married a Kohen, and then the Kohen died, and the Bas Yisrael had Avadim. So if the Bas Yisrael would have had sons, so the sons are Kahanim, that gives it to the head to be able to eat weiter Truma, and Avadim only can nest in Truma. But if she was left without children, she's cut off. No more Truma. The Avadim don't eat Truma. But here's a catch. Here she's pregnant. So she's pregnant, so the shaila is, could she be machal, could she eat truma, and could she be machal to the avadim truma? So we say no.
But let's say she has
She was married to a kohen.
Yeah, but the baby is from the kohen, but the baby's still in the mother's
The
stomach.
baby could be in the cave, though.
Okay, but right now, let's say the baby was born later, so we know retroactively, we don't give the cheshbon. He's not considered as a kohen. He's not considered a kohen until he's born. We say kolzman, it's in the mother's stomach, it's in the walls of Yisrael. It's
daughters also could eat.
Also, she
Place
wants
the
it
Hindus
now.
talking about
She
it
wants
in the
to say she
stomach,
has
yeah.
a son that's a kohen. She still can't.
Here, Milvad kohenim, he tira hatera truma gam la'avadu v'aknanim shal kohen. Beis, gam he tira hatera truma le'ishes kohen av she'ena kehenes. ובהת הזה נאמר שגם אחרי שהיא מסלמנס ממנו, אם יש לו בעולם זר ממנו, מותר שהיא בתרומה. As long as she has children who are kahanim, then that gives her the head to be up to the truma and to give the avodim. So the Rashbam says, but over here by a uba, he says she'uba me'isha zara zaru. If it's still in the mother's stomach, if it wasn't born yet, it's in the gather of being a zar. So it passes her from being able to eat truma and give the avodim to eat truma.
Later on.
So that's what the Gemara wants to be mechadish, even though the uba is yet koina, but still, according to Rabbi Yossi, even though the uba is koina, we're not going to say because he's koina that gave the heter. We say no, the baby's still a yisol till it's born.
Well, he says that he saw. We don't know what it is. It's nothing. It doesn't have any identity.
It's a uber.
Without an identity.
It doesn't matter. A child, even a bas kohen, I think would allow her to eat the truma. It doesn't mean dafka ben. So he says uber paisel. So you see, that's the chiddush ve'ina machel, and you cannot give to eat the avodim and nor the almana could eat. Rabbi Yossi, those are the words of Rabbi Yossi. So according to Rabbi Yossi, the Gemara was telling gewaltige chiddush that even though the uber is being koina. So if he's kaina, so let that be the head. He's being kaina the truma. He's being kaina. He's like a kohen. He's being kaina from the father. So let it be a head to be that the almana should be able to eat and the so we tell you that.
But what kind of case did he say it was kohen?
This case that the father died and he left over Yerusha. So we said his Yerusha goes to the ben, to the uba or to the bas. Now, that's the chiddush. The uba is kaina, even though the uba is kaina now.
Even though he's not born
yet. Even though he's not born, but he's kaina, but it's not going to be a heta for the mother to eat.
He's kaina, but she can't eat it too.
Rabbi Yossi. So you see, according to him, even while it's in the mother's stomach. And the chiddush is, nevertheless, she can't eat, and the avodim cannot be given to eat. So you see, Uba Koine says, he's joking. Over here it's different. Shiny Yerusha, Abba Me'ela. Yerusha is different. The reason why the Uba was Koine because it's automatic. You don't. It doesn't have to be a kinyan. Medaf nicht haben a Yerish kommt da in the hand. The Yerish machen a kinyan. It just comes into his hands. Taka, when it comes to making a kinyan, then it's Uba cannot be Koine. It has to be somebody who could do the acquisition, who could do the kinyan. But here we're talking about Yerusha. Yerusha comes on its own. In fact, you might have lay Rabbi Yochanan Breaker. He let us say it's Rabbi Yochanan Breaker. The Amal Leishna Yerusha Leishna Matana, who says Rabbi Yochanan Breaker says what sites Yerusha, sites Matana. The Uba is Kaina. Where do we see that? That's not that we learned in the Mishnah. A person said Ish Plaina Yerusheni. This was like in the Mishnah. The father says, I want this boy, out of all the Yerushim, to be Yerish more. Everything. Like we learned before. If he said on the one who's right to be Yerish, that he should be Yerish, he gets it. Instead of dividing it by between all the brothers.
So father can
he can do it.
We shouldn't do it.
Yeah, but the halach is like Rabbi Yochanan Breika. He can do it. Dvar of Kayamim. His words are Kayamim. So the kavanah of Rabbi Yochanan Breika is that it even helps when the mekabel is a uber. He's talking about the baby that's in the mother. Says the Gemara, so the Gemara answers, no, you have no raya. Rabbi Yochanan Breika. When did he say that you can give it to one out of all the brothers, to those that are in this world? that are here already, shekvar noilad, only those children that are already born, but to those children that are born in the world, miyama, did he say that that child could be kainet? No, Rabbi Yochanan said when he said Lami Sharai Yasha, he had in mind dafka to a ben that's born between the other banim. In fact, you better believe me, Rabbi Yochanan Breikehi, v'savalak Rabbi Yasi. Let us say it's Rabbi Yochanan Breikehi. He could choose one of the children, and even a ubar, and he holds like Rabbi Yasi that a ubar could be kaina. B'negei to Yerusha, that the ubar could be inherit. Says he, what if he gave me the savalak? Who said that Rabbi Yochanan Breikehi holds like Rabbi Yasi? B'negei ubar is kick the Yerusha automatically. Says the Gemara, so you can't prove for Rabbi Yochanan Breikehi that our Mishnah, that the way he was going to be Kaina, the Uba being Kaina, was Rabbi Yochanan Breikehi, who holds like Rabbi Yasi. So therefore, the Avhuna said, this Mishnah, like who? Yeah. Who's the one that said such a deed? And in fact, the Gemara, let us say, if the case is talking about that, not that it's going to the Uba, he's talking about the Uba, that the one that gives the psura, that's the person that's going to be kaina. He gets $100. That's what it means. It doesn't mean the Ubar. Okay? He should have said that the Mishnah, Sheina Mishnah Yisekis, Klal Be'ava Mezaka Matana L'Ubare. It's not talking about he's being Mezaka to the Uba. Ela Be'av She'oma Las Matana L'Mavasrei. Ala later, to the one that's being Mavasrei. On the later, that's the person who's getting the $100. He's not referring to the that the father is giving money to the Uber. That taki doesn't make sense. In fact, yeah, it's talking about the one that's being Mavasrei. Look in the Sefer, it doesn't make sense in the Lashon. The Ktani Sefer, we learned in the Sefer about the case that at the end, the wife gave birth to a tumtum. Yesterday we learned. We said, if there's no child except for this tumtum, he's going to be Yerush everything. Now, even Mavaseni, if we're talking about that the Mavasa is going to get all the money, what are you talking about? The Mavasa is going to be Yerush. You're talking about the one that's getting the pseudo, that's who the father is giving to the money, giving the money to. How does it fit in the Lashon? Yerush, my Avidateva. Wie is it given a Yerush? As no, a mensch was that's selling absurd. It's a person that's selling absurd as a Shana Yerush. Well, he's not a Yerush. So let us say he said that he's going to give the Uba when the Uba is going to give birth, when the Uba is going to be born. It doesn't make sense. Weiter, the Ktani Sefer, it says in the Sefer, Im Omar, Kol Masha Teled Ishti, anything that my wife will give birth to, Yitel, he should take. Harei Zeh Yitel, this Tumtum should take. Kol Sheteled, Kol Sheyolda Mibayeled, not Kol Sheteled that in the future will be born. It should have said anything that was now born already, that's who will get it. Sagt die Gemara, Kol Sheyolda Mibayeled. Well, in fact, let us say that Rav Nachman learned the Mishnah is talking about the Omar Likisha Teled. That the Im Yolda Ishti Zacha Lekishit Tadleno Yitomana. When it will give birth, it will take up mana. Let us learn that way. Says the Gemara, we can't. Rav Huna L'tamei. Rav Huna goes according to his reasoning. Rav Huna, Av Lekisha Teled. Even if he's being makna money to the Uba when it gives birth, he says, but it's still a Uber, and you're saying it should be kaina now when it gives birth. He says loikana. Rav Huna says it's not a kinyan, and tomorrow we'll give the reasoning why.
Even though he's a born child,
Yeah, but he was makna while it was a Uber, and he said likisha tailet. Okay, we'll talk about it tomorrow more.